Hi guys, Alex here. Welcome back to Girl Talk. I've got a little bit of mess and a little bit of drama today for you guys. For today's video, we are going to go ahead and do a Chantal world update. We haven't even really talked about her since last week's live stream. I will be on here tomorrow night, same time, same place, 8:30. Y'all know the drill for Shook After Dark. It will be our first live stream in October. Say it isn't so, like September is already over. The month just flew by. And interestingly enough, Chantal has been in Thailand this entire time. I don't think anybody expected her to stay for the entire month of September. At this point, though, it doesn't really matter because she has been putting out regular, schmegular content, the same kind of stuff that she would produce on the floor in Kuwait. So we've got plenty of delusional content to discuss today. We'll begin by discussing this live stream where things got very awkward. We'll veer into a couple of mukbangs where Chantal continues to contradict herself and then talks about her relationship with Salah and how they met. Lastly, we'll discuss this latest live stream that has the community talking. Is Foodie Beauty trying to rewrite history? She's pretty much completely given up on her life and has resigned herself to Delulu land, maybe like Amber Land. All that and more coming up on today's edition of Girl Talk. Let's just get right into it. I mean, shall we? All right, you guys, before we get into the video, I just wanted to say I'm a little bit self-conscious today. I was trying like a TikTok acne hack, and after doing this hack for about 2 days, my skin started breaking out like crazy and also got really dry at the same time. So, talk to your dermatologist. Don't go on TikTok. This video will be sort of like a week in review since we haven't discussed foodies since last week's live stream. The trip to Thailand continues, and it does make you wonder what the holdup is because clearly she is not feeling it anymore. She's acting at this point like she's back in Kuwait. I mean, she's doing the mukbangs on the floor. She's been acting a little bit volatile lately. It's almost as if she's about to blow. I and many others were under the impression that she had to leave after 30 days, which is true, but as a holder of a Canadian passport, she can easily get permission to stay another 30 days. All it would take is a trip to the immigration office. Not sure about Salah, though, as the Canadian passport is one of the most powerful in the world. Let's begin by discussing this live stream from earlier in the week. She went out without her man, which is extremely unusual, but our girl had to go get some food, right? And this live stream was pretty glorious. Her eyes were darting back and forth while she tries to explain to us that she doesn't care if people stare at her. She's walking around eating and eating while Salah is in the hotel with a major headache. Chantal rebukes the comments saying that she's trapped in Thailand and says that she can leave at any time. Most people believe that there has been some sort of holdup with her paperwork, the paperwork that would be required for her to re-enter Kuwait and live there with her husband. That's the most plausible theory, but I don't think in any way they planned this to be this long. It seems as though she hasn't really done anything cool in like 2 weeks. It's just been an eatcation at this point. During this live stream, at one point, you can see a worker in the background take out her phone and start pointing it at Chantal, maybe to be shady or maybe to be like, oh, you're filming me, I'ma film you. Chantal actually removed this live stream because of, quote, copyright issues, Western music. And then she re-edited it and put it back up. In the edit, she talks about how the chair was so small and painful. Salah also did another live stream on the couples channel, but there's no way I'm wasting my time watching that. So we may never know what happened during that live stream. Let's move on to the cheesy crust pizza video. I've been meaning to talk about this one for a while. At this point, she's just putting out regular content that we would see in Kuwait, so it doesn't really matter where she is. Although, fingers crossed, we get a Canadian bees sometime before 2025. I'm serious. She's already said that there will be no Canadian bees for 2023, so we can only hope we get one in the beginning of 2024. I wonder what her mom is thinking at this point. Is she happy to just not have Chantal as a problem? Is she mad at her for the whole Marty situation when someone tried to have her mother's car towed away? I would reckon that Chantal's mom is probably relieved, even though this marriage doesn't seem perfect. She's at least out of her hair and she doesn't really have to worry about her. Not like she did during the Nader saga, where people were constantly messaging her, talking about how Chantal was, well, we remember her behavior at that time. As a mother, you never really stop worrying about your child, no matter how old they are. Chantal's upset with this pizza because it's just not big enough for her. Although it does contain 9 different cheeses with a Thousand Island style sauce, she needs to be careful with all of that cheese. I mean, didn't she already have to go to the ER because of cheese? In Canada, we wouldn't want to have to go to Thailand ER again, would we? It's like she really has given up on her life at this point. I mean, that's just what I get. She has kind of resigned herself to this. Like, this is what she's going to do. And if you don't like it, don't watch, stay mad. It's all us. We're the problem, right? She has some advice for her loyal beezers to be happy with what you have, to be happy at whatever weight and travel and do things. Don't let that hold you back. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't travel, but wouldn't it be better if she had worked on her stamina months in advance in Kuwait? This could have been a much more enjoyable trip. In regards to the food that she eats during her mukbangs, she has this narrative going that it is an investment, which I understand to a certain degree. She brings up Nikocado avocado, but Nikocado avocado, yeah, he spends a lot of money on food, but he also gets like 1 million views, sweetheart. You're spending 30% of your income on food. Interesting that Amber Lynn has talked about bringing back mukbangs, and we discussed that as well. Chantal begins to criticize people with 10 cars, saying that it's greedy because if they sold 1 car, it could feed an entire village. And then she gets defensive about her own charitable behavior because she donates to charity, right? I'm not buying that for 1 second. I mean, when has she ever harnessed her community to do something good? She discusses the long road and her life in the Western world. She always yearned for something. It makes me remember a clip from, I think, only like a week or 2 ago.
That's I'm like, want something face, but I don't know what. That's my whole life. I feel like I want something. You know what my whole life feels like? Like, you know when you're hungry, but you don't know what you're hungry for, and you spend forever trying to figure it out?
That's her life in a nutshell. Always hungry, but don't know what to eat. Never satisfied. Never enough food, never enough love, never enough views, which contradicts her entire message in this video, which was to be grateful for where you're at. Anyways, let's move on to her Chester's Bangkok mukbang story time, giving all the dirty details about how she met Salah. This here's another cheese-laced mukbang. It's giving, this is the best part of her day, the only thing that she looks forward to. She starts talking about her relationship with Salah and mentions Nader and her falling victim to the temptations of the Western world. She prayed to God to send her a man, and boom, Salah slid into those DMs. So she dumped her cats and ran to him. Speaking of dumping the cats, she actually posted an update of Sam on the community tab, and I have to say I'm happy that Sam has found a forever home and is not being passed around like she suggested months ago, and also that he is nowhere near this woman. So good for Sam. Chantal claims that Salah is her good karma for putting up with Nader. I'm not really one to believe in karma like 100%, but the delusion of this woman. It's been about a year since she came onto YouTube wearing a hijab and completely changed her personality, at least for the beginning there. I mean, we did see her mask slip in Kuwait several times, and the old foodie come back to play. In the end, she admits that she's over Thailand, but they're not changing the dates on their tickets, so she'll leave when she leaves. Okay, so let's talk about this live stream. It was simply called I Miss You Guys. She starts by saying her visa is fine, her residency in Kuwait is perfectly fine, she's just taking a normal vacation, guys. There is nothing to see here at all, so stop with the conspiracy theories, would ya? She gets frequent updates about Sam, her cat, and that puts her at ease. I have been wondering though about her laundry situation, which she does kind of discuss in this video, claiming that she does get her clothes washed at the hotel, but she has been re-wearing a lot of outfits lately, and you know, with that hot weather. She talks about the possibility of doing a podcast with guests. I don't really see that ever happening, and if it did happen, it would be like one of those trashy panels, right? Which honestly might be a step above depending on who she has as a guest. Who would be willing to sacrifice their reputation to come on a live stream with Foodie Beauty? It might be hard for her to find somebody. She also claims that she doesn't do mukbangs for money. She just loves eating and talking, but this is her job, right? Mukbangs are the only thing that have ever held her interest, even though she admits that mukbangs are not as big as they used to be. Could they come back in vogue? I guess time will tell. And what about the new TOS? You could tell Chantal was kind of shaking in her boots about this. Although there was no explicit mention of mukbangs, I believe they are explicitly going after bees videos. If you guys have watched Tammy Lemon over the years, she used to do these videos like what I eat, beesing. I think that's what YouTube is saying you will not be able to make money on because it incentivizes the behavior, and I understand that. Chantal claims that she is totally not worried about this, although some of her videos exist in a bit of a gray area. She thinks that she's untouchable. I wouldn't be so sure about that, although I do think it would be easy for her to kind of bypass any sort of new rules just by saying that she's fixing her relationship with food, kind of speaking out in a more educational manner. She begins to talk about Eugenia, which has been like a huge topic of discussion lately, saying that she should not be touched. It's the parents' responsibility to not let kids watch her if it is so triggering. There has been a lot going on with Eugenia lately. Yesterday, her TikTok was actually taken down, and then it was put up, and then I believe it was taken down again, and then it was put up again. Something's going on over there on the TikTok. And behind the scenes with her, we can talk about it on the live stream tomorrow, I suppose. Chantal will be shifting her content to cooking and put more work in, and it feels almost like an admission of guilt that she knows that she's towing the line here. But how long will that last? She's always done cooking videos, but always resorts to the fast food in the end. There's been a lot of talk on Twitter and YouTube about her behavior when her grandma passed away. Her attention was more so focused on Natter as he preoccupied all of her time, but she denies all of the rumors, and many believe she is rewriting history here. She begins to break down, and you can see the guilt there. Here's the zebra dress that she wore for the 1-year anniversary with her family. She knows that she wasn't present in the way that she probably should have been. She was running around a lot with Natter at the time, and she can't deny that she put a lot of added stress on her family during that time. Is it that she is coming on and just deliberately lying, or has she become so completely delusional over the years that she believes everything that she's saying?
I did so much for her, and not just that, but I was like, we were so close. Like, she was like my second mom. Just rumors, I know, but it still hurts to see. And people, the same people who attacked me for going online to cope with, you know, my hug box having my beezers around, are the same people praising, you know, a certain reactor for going online for you know. And not only that, but she went online to react to me and attack me. Like, I at least went online and just wanted to talk to you guys after everything that happened, you know.
I really don't understand the thought process of this woman. Like, why go there? Why even bring someone else into it? She ends the live stream by saying, as a Muslim, she doesn't want to live in Canada or the morally bankrupt West. I wonder if she is going about getting citizenship in Kuwait, or how she plans to stay away from Canada for the rest of her life. She says goodbye, and that was the last that she has been seen. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Remember, I will be on tomorrow for Sunday night's Shook After Dark live stream. We always have some fun no matter what's going on or isn't going on. I'll see you there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will, of course, catch you guys in the next one. All right, bye, guys.